It's a free crochet pattern by Lion Brand. And I have instructions for the shawl here. This is what we're going to be using as our instructions. So the pattern says to use shawl in a ball, which you can definitely use if you'd like. But I would suggest, honestly, just picking your own yarn, because this pattern is a shawl. So you can make it as large or as little as you like. You can make it as long or short as you like. This is really just a framework. Let me show you one that I've already made. So this is an example of a shawl that I already made, and I actually put like little bobbles on mine. Let's see, this is the tip of the shawl here, but I kind of customized it to what I wanted and what the person commissioning me to make the shawl wanted. So I made it a little bit more personal, which you can also do with your creation as well. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to be using Blue Sky yarn. This is Woolstock. This is called Woolstock, and it's by a company called Blue Sky. I really like the way it feels. It's not very scratchy. It launders well. You do have to hand wash it, but it holds up really well. So, you know, frequent wear. And I try to make items where people can wear them repeatedly. I live in a very cold climate, so I want to make sure that anything that I wear is gonna withstand some pretty intense temperatures. Okay, so I've got the Blue Sky Woolstock, and this is probably a weight, I want to say a weight 3 or 4, and I'm also using a number 7 crochet hook, 4mm. I really like the Tulip brand of crochet hooks. Honestly, your stitches just glide off of this beautiful crochet hook, and you can, if you're working with like darker colors, like this is part of my color palette, I'll still be able to see that that red shimmer, so that's why I like it. Alright, so let's just get into it. So we're going to chain 5, and I have the written instructions and also a diagram instruction as well, because the diagram, sometimes people like to work off of diagrams, and I really like diagrams. Like, let's say you're wanting to use like a Japanese pattern or Korean pattern, or you know, just a pattern from a different country. If you can't understand that country's language, you can look at the diagram of the pattern and make the exact same thing. Okay, so it says right here, with color A, chain 5. So we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the same thing here on our diagram. We chained 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, back in that 5th chain from the hook, which is this one right here, what we want to do, we're going to do 3 double crochets in that little space. So 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 3 double crochet. And then after we do our 3 double crochets, we're going to chain 2. So 1, 2, and then we're going to do 3 more double crochets according to this pattern right here, 3 double crochet, and also according to this diagram. We did our chain 2, 3 double crochet. So now 1, 2, 3. According to our pattern, we're going to chain 1. According to our diagram, we're going to chain 1. So chain 1. And then according to our written pattern, it says 1 double crochet. And then here it says 1 double crochet. And I honestly failed to show you guys the key. But the little ovals are chains, and the little lines with the little slash in the middle of the line, that's a double crochet. Okay, so now what we want to do, let's see what it says now. If it's chain from hook, you will have 3 double crochet groups. Okay, so it's telling us that now we're going to have 2 3 double crochet groups, which we do have. You have a 3 double crochet group here and a 3 double crochet group here. So now the directions say to chain 4, and if we are looking at our diagram, we're kind of at the end here where this double crochet is. We're going to chain 4, just like it says in the written instructions, because we're on row 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it says this counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. Turn your work. So then we're going to do the same thing here. So we're going to turn our work. And now what we're going to do is 3 double crochets in this little space here. So 1, 2, and then 3. And then we're going to chain 1, and then you're going to do 3 more double crochets in this space here. So 1, 2, 3, and then according to our written instructions and our diagram, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then you're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then you want to chain 1 according to our diagram and also according to the written instructions here. So you want to chain 1, and then in that space that you had there from previous on row 1, you want to put 3 double crochets there. So 1, 2, 3, and you want to do another chain 1, and then this gets kind of interesting. So here on our directions it says at the beginning chain, let's see, actually 3 double crochets, begin, chain 1, double crochet in third chain of beginning. So in the third chain of our beginning chain, we want to put another double crochet there. So you're just going to count 1, 2, 3. So in that space right there, because we've already done our chain 1, we want to put a double crochet. And so we've essentially finished our first row here, which is here, down here, and then our second row, which is here, it's right there. Now we're going to move on to row 3. So now what we want to do is chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The directions say to turn your work, so you want to turn your work. I think I've turned too many times. Let's see. Okay, turn your work. Alright, so now if we just look at our diagram, we're over here now. So you're kind of working this way, then that way. So now we're here. Okay, so now we want to put 3 double crochets in this space right here. So 1, 2, 3. According to our written instructions in our diagram, we want to chain 1, and then you want to put 3 double crochets in this space. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. You want to do 3 double crochets in this space. 1, 2, 3, and then according to our written instructions and our diagram, we want to do a chain 2. So we're going to chain 1, 2, and then it says to do 3 more double crochet in that same space. So we're going to go back in that 2, and then 3. And now we're here on our diagram. Also, according to our instructions, we want to chain 1. So we're going to chain 1. Then we're going to go into this space here and put 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. And in this space here, you want to do 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Then according to our diagram and also our written instructions, we want to chain 1. And remember that in the third chain from the third chain in the beginning of your chain 4, that's where you want to put your next double crochet. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and put our double crochet. I can see it. There we go. Right there. Okay, so you can really see your shawl starting to take form here. So we've honestly completed 3 rows. There's row 1, row 2, and row 3. Here we have row 1, row 2, row 3. If you count your chain 3 groups, in the first row you have 2 row 3 groups, 1 and 2, because it's making the form of a V, or an upside down V, really like a little pyramid, I guess we could call it. In your second row, you should have 4 chain 3 groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here you have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then in your third row, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 row 3 groups, which we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so now we are here on our diagram, and we're also, if we're looking at our written instructions, we're on row 4. So what it's telling us is to chain 4 again, because we went this way. So we're here. So you want to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn your work. And then according to our diagram, in our written instructions here, we want to do 3 double crochet in that chain 1 space. So 1, 2, 3, and then we want to chain 1 in this next space, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and then according to our diagram here, we're here, and also according to our written instructions, we're here. Actually, we're here. You want to chain 1 and then 3 double crochet in the next space. And it's nice because you get a really good rhythm for what you're doing. It's really just double crochets and chain 1s. This is a really, really relaxing pattern. I'm just going to get some more yarn out. This is a really relaxing pattern because it's so repetitive. You could honestly do this pattern and watch a show. You could do this pattern if you're at some sort of event, and you're, just wanting to do something with your hands. Okay, so I chained 1, and now we're at our corner here, and so we're going to do 3 double crochet at the very tip of our pyramid. So 1, 2, 3. Let me get this yarn out of your way so you can see. And then we want to do 2 double crochets. 1, 2. Then we're going to do 3. Oh, sorry, we wanted to do 2 chains. So we did 1, 2 chains. Now we're doing 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Then the diagram is saying to chain 1. We're right there. chained 1, then we're going to do 3 double crochets here. 1, 2, 3. Then you want to chain 1 and then go in for 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then you want to chain 1. In this little space here that you made, you want to put 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. You want to chain 1, and then you're going to do a double crochet in that 3rd chain there. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a double crochet right in that little space right there. Okay, now, so this is our 4th row. So this was row 1, this is row 2, that's row 3, that's row 4. We have row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4. This might be a good place if you want to do a color change, you can. But as you can see, row 5 is just a complete repetition of all the other rows. And you can change your colors as much as you like, as little as you like. We can do a color change. Let me grab some scissors so that I can show you how I would change my colors. I like to try to really hide my ends. And everyone does their color changes differently. You honestly have to do what's most comfortable for you. And just be consistent with whatever you choose. That's the most important thing. When you're doing your color changes, just really, really, really try to be consistent. Okay, so I snipped off that little bit on row 4, and I'm thinking I want to use this pretty kind of burnt orange color. If you guys would call this a different color, let me know, but I really like this color. It honestly kind of reminds me of like the 70s. I'm a 70s kid, so that's kind of what it reminds me of. Alright, so we went into that 3rd chain, or that 3rd chain. I'm going to go right back in to that 3rd chain because that's where we ended at. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, yep, okay, perfect. So I'm going to go right back in there. And I'm just going to do my chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I would turn my work. Kind of snug that up a little bit so it's not too loose. And then we're going to do our 3 double crochet in this first space right here. So 1, 2, 3. Let me get this out of the way. So where we are here on our diagram, if you look, we are right here at the end. And in our written instructions, we're on row, phone's doing weird stuff. We're on row 5 right here. So we did our chain 4 and we did 3 double crochet. Then you're going to chain 1. And according to your instructions there, you're going to do 3 double crochets. 2, 3, chain 1, and then 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, chain 1. Alright, so now since you have a pretty good working knowledge of the pattern, we're just going to continue. So double crochet, we're going to do 3 double crochets. 3, and then chain 1, And then 1, 2, 3. Since we're at a corner here, we're going to just chain 2 into that same space. We're going to put 3 more double crochets. 2, 3, chain 1, 3 double crochets in that chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 3 double crochets in that chain 1 space. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 3 more double crochets in the chain 1 space. 2, 3. Get that yarn out of the way. Chain 1, 3 double crochets in that last chain 1 space. Chain 1, and then we just want to go in that 3rd chain from our chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and it's right there. Just want to show you how this is taking a really nice shape, and if you just continue that pattern, you will have a gorgeous shawl you can make out of any yarn. Just make sure that your yarn is corresponding with your crochet hook, and you can make it as large or as little as you like. You can put fringe around the edge if you'd like, or you can do the bobbles like I did. It's completely up to you. I hope you enjoy this pattern tutorial and have a great rest of your day. Bye.